Number 33. Now, when we take a look at a big word problem, often our eyes glaze over. There's a lot of information, a lot of moving parts. It can be a bit of a challenge to see the different pieces. The advantage of using Backsolve on a question like this is you have a place to start. First, let's read this question. Erica's got a stack of firewood on Monday. On Tuesday, she uses half the logs. Wednesday, she uses 110 more logs. That is a lot of logs. I don't know what kind of fire she's building, but 110 logs sounds like a lot of logs. By the way, when she finishes, she's going to have 1/3 of where she started. How many logs of firewood did Erica originally have on Monday? It's a lot to digest. Don't stress about everything we just read. Let's focus on what they want. What do they want? They want to know how many logs she had on Monday. What do we have? 5 real answer choices. What can we do? Let's use Backsolve. If you read a long, boring word problem, you might think Backsolve. Boring equals Backsolve. Oftentimes, word problems can be easily broken down when we start in the middle with a real number. Let's start with 500. If on Monday she uses 500, how many will she have on Tuesday? Well, she's going to use half her logs. So at the end of the day on Tuesday, we're going to have used 250, leaving us with 250 left. Now, if we're taking a look at what happens next, she uses 110 more logs. So now she's going to be taking those away from the 250, leaving us with 140 on Wednesday. Great. Do we have the right answer? It may not be very obvious right away whether we've gotten the number we want to look for. What are we supposed to test, however? Is that 1/3 of her original supply? Well, we've got the numbers to test this out. 1/3 times 500 is 166. So if we had started with 500, and this problem we're going to work out perfectly to have 1/3 at the end, we should have 166 and 2/3 logs. Do we have that? No, we only have 140. We need some more logs. So let's try D. On Monday, we start with 570. Now, we're going to use half our logs to get us to Tuesday. So we're going to take away 285. So we're left with 285 logs. Remember that we're then going to use 110 more. If we use 110 more, we're now going to be down to 175 logs. Is 175 1/3 of 570? Off the top of my head, I don't know. But again, this is why we've got calculators. Let's test it out. 1/3 of 570 gets us 190. We've got 175, we wanted 190. Notice, by the way, we've gotten closer to the number that we want. We're only 15 away right now. That's different than the 26 away we were when we tried C. Even if you're unsure of the direction to go, as long as you're showing all of your work, you can see whether you're getting closer to the answer that you want. That's why showing your full work on problems like this is so helpful. So now we know that D doesn't work. Let's try E. If we start with 660 on Monday and we're going to use half, that means we're going to take away 330 logs. How many does that leave us? Well, the other half would be 330. Now we are going to use 110 more logs to take us into Wednesday. So when we take away that 110, what are we left with? 220 logs. Now, this better be right, otherwise everything we've been doing is a complete waste of time and I'll feel really, really stupid. So let's see. Well, what's 1/3 of 660? Well, it's 220. What did we have? 220. Bam! It's exactly what we've been looking for. E works out, 660.